Projects do not fail because people are dumb.
Okay, let's start with the hard truths. We have seen incredibly smart people failing at project management.
Correct.
Why does that happen? What do you think?
Because project management is not just common sense.
Right.
It is about structured leadership. It is about making plans and sticking to it. And most of the professionals fail there. I once remember coaching a senior architect who thought project management is below him. But when we started running simulations or I started asking questions, he started failing in stakeholder management, in conflict management, and
Oh,
resource management. So, project management is all about having a well rounded approach rather than applying just basic learning that you might have picked up on your job.
okay. So I think it's just not all about IQ. It's about emotional control and clarity as well.
Exactly, because projects do not fail because people are dumb,
Okay.
right? It is
Right.
more because they do not pause, they do not plan, they lack a certain structure, they lack a certain approach that they are supposed to use with their projects.
See, one thing I see in professionals which is very confusing
Hmm.
is that they keep asking themselves that we're always in a meeting
Right.
and we are always finishing the tasks and all those things, but still projects go off track. Why do you think?
Because you might have heard about Parkinson's law, wherein it says that the work will eventually fill up the whole amount of time that you have. So busyness, if you think about it, it is a trap, because the goal, the baseline, the risk, they all have to be set and they all have to be approached properly. Because people think that project management is all about technical aspects. It is not just that. It is also about how you would understand the business, how you would understand the function of the business. What is it that the customer is looking for in terms of benefit, in terms of values? People start focusing on very small things at any given point in time rather than having or understanding the bigger picture.
True. I mean, none of it is definitely not taught in schools, or
Exactly.
it's not taught in colleges or anything.
Yeah.
It's all about their picking up in their current situation or current job roles and all that. Right.
Exactly. And that is where certifications like PMP come into play, because they help people understand and formalize what they are learning in real life and how to practically apply it on their job and towards project management as a domain.
Yeah. Great. So, what is that one tip you want to give that professionals,
Hmm.
right, who want to actually lead better, who want to actually, show that impact in the projects?
That's an interesting question. I would say they should stop managing risk. They should start managing outcome. They should start delivering results. Because with project management, you need to have a certain structure. As I said previously, with project management, you need to understand what is it that you need to produce as a outcome, as a deliverable through the project, so that the customer gets what they are paying for.
I mean, that's true. I mean, when we talk about PMP as well, it teaches a lot of things when it comes to project management, when it comes to stakeholders and many other principles, right? So, what I believe personally is PMP is just not a certificate. It's a life skill which must be achieved, and it's all about learning, unlearning, and keep going forward.
Right, because what happens is people tend to think that what they have already learned, that is what they are going to apply. Many a times they do not identify that they are focused on the industry rather than on the approach. They are focused on a particular business rather than the whole mechanism or the whole process. So that is where project management comes into play, and that is where these specific certifications come into play. If you have failed in a project, that is when you start realizing what you are lacking, and that is where your focused approach starts.